Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to get straight into today's video. This will be perfect for any chocoholic who just loves chocolate desserts. And so these are a couple of my favorite French recipes with chocolate in them, so we'll get right into it. So first off, I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous chocolate mousse. First off, you'll need 300 grams of dark chocolate, about 80 grams of caster sugar, 30 grams of unsalted butter, 3 tablespoons of cognac or brandy, 500 milliliters of whipping cream, and then in total you'll need 6 eggs, and so you'll need 4 egg whites and then 2 whole eggs lightly beaten together. And so I'm first going to just break off my chocolate into small pieces and slowly melt it over the hob. I am then going to whisk just the egg whites on their own and then gradually add the sugar at the same time, as if you're making a meringue actually. You'll be able to tell if it's ready and fully whipped enough, because then you'll be able to leave stiff peaks, and there are also some stiff peaks that stay on the whisk as well, and if I turn the bowl upside down, nothing falls out. Once the chocolate is fully melted, I'm going to just stir in the butter, and that's going to melt slowly into the chocolate and give it this really nice glossy finish. I then remove the bowl of chocolate from the heat and then just leave it to cool for a few minutes before adding in my egg yolks and also the cognac. I'm just going to add a small teaspoon of espresso powder just to enhance the chocolatey flavour. This is not an essential, you really don't have to do this, but we enjoy having it in our chocolate mousses. And so there you go. I am now going to whisk about a third of the egg white which we prepared earlier into the chocolate mixture just to loosen it up a bit, and then I'm going to fold in the rest of the mixture. You want to fold in the rest of the egg whites with either a spatula or a wooden spoon, and the whole aim is just to basically get as much air into the mixture and keep everything as light and fluffy as possible. This is starting to look really good and it smells amazing. So now I'm going to get my clean bowl and then just whisk up the cream. I really struggle to get good whipping cream in France, and a good hack that I've learned is actually putting my cream in the freezer for about half an hour before I'm using it. That way it's cooler and it's actually easier to whip. What feels like 5 hours later for my poor hand, I'm finally getting the cream whipped, and now if I turn the bowl over, nothing falls out, so that is fine for my mousses. I then pour the cream into the chocolate mousse, and I just carefully fold everything gently with a spatula. Here in France, we're massive fans of these little glasses called verrines, and so I'm going to use some of these. And otherwise you can obviously just use one large glass container to just present your chocolate mousse. And also if you want to create layers, you can add some like raspberry coulis in there. I'm just going plain chocolate for today. And so I fill up all of my little containers, and I think I got about 18, I had to count them, and I think it was 18 little servings of chocolate mousse. You then want to pop these into the fridge for at least 4 hours before serving them, and then of course you can serve them either with strawberries or just whipped cream. I just stuck in some little silver decorations because it was for my husband's birthday, just to make it look a little bit more fancy. But yeah, there you go. Now on to one of our all-time favourite desserts, so homemade profiteroles. And so this is obviously made with homemade choux pastry. And for this you'll need 7 eggs in total, 1 tablespoon of caster sugar, 150 grams of unsalted butter, 375 milliliters of water, and then 225 grams of plain flour. You start by melting the butter with the water in a saucepan, and then just bring it to a slow rolling boil. Once melted, you then remove the saucepan from the heat and then add in all your flour at once and a chefy-sized pinch of salt. Return the saucepan to the heat, and then you basically want to just beat continuously with a wooden spoon to make a smooth, shiny paste. You'll know that it's ready because it'll just start coming off from the sides of the pan into one ball in the middle of your saucepan. You can remove the saucepan from the heat now and then leave for a few minutes to cool down, and then you beat in the eggs one at a time until you have a shiny and smooth mixture. Tip in all of the sugar at once and then just stir that into the mixture. And then you can either store this mixture in a zip-up bag in the fridge for 2 days. Yeah, my hand was pretty sore at that point in time. Preheat your oven at 210 degrees fan, and because I'm going to use my pastry straight away, I'm just going to prepare a very basic little pastry bag with a piping tool as well for just tiny little profiteroles. And so I'm just going to fold that inside the cup, and it's just so much more easy then to fill up the bag with the pastry mix. This recipe makes about 500 grams of choux pastry, and then obviously you can use this for other recipes where you need this pastry. I mean, you could also make things and then put them in the freezer as well, which is what we ended up doing. And so these are the profiteroles cooking away. These are just the miniature ones where you can see a little bit of piping design on them, and then these are the big whoppers which I just scooped on with a spoon. And so these are good with ice cream, and so I just make a small incision before adding some very basic store-bought squirty cream, and of course you can add your own cream if you want to make it yourself, even chocolate cream or ice cream as well. Ice cream is really good if they've just come out of the oven as well, it's delicious. And so I just do this with all the little profiteroles as I have, and then pour over some chocolate sauce, and voila. Right, that's it for this very gourmet chocolatey video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you have your own special recipes with chocolate, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!